Welcome to our today's topic, IELTS Writing Task 2 Evaluation. And for today, I have almost 6 Band 7 and Band 8 IELTS Writing Task 2 articles for different topics. So let's start with the first topic. Okay, some people believe that individual actions have little impact on environmental issues and that only governments and large companies can make a significant difference. So, to what extent do you agree or disagree with this statement? So, this is our question. So, let's see the example of the student. Some people think individual actions can help solve environmental problems, but I agree that only governments and big companies can make a real difference. While things like recycling are important, large problems like pollution and deforestation need bigger solutions that only governments and businesses can provide. Governments have the power to make big changes for the environment. They can create laws that force companies to reduce pollution and use renewable energy. For example, they can limit deforestation by protecting forests and encouraging sustainable farming. Without these laws and rules, actually, it is hard to make a big impact. Governments can also invest in renewable energy sources, which individuals alone cannot do on a large scale. Big companies also have a huge responsibility because they create most of the pollution. If companies change their methods to be more sustainable, it will make a big difference. For example, companies can reduce waste, use clearer energy, and help conserve natural resources. These actions are much more effective than individual efforts like recycling or saving water, as business have more influence on the environment. Okay, so to sum it up, while individuals can help by recycling and conserving resources, I believe that only governments and big companies can solve major environmental problems. Their ability to create laws and adopt sustainable practices is necessary to prevent pollution, deforestation, and other global issues. So, as you can see, there were several grammar mistakes in this article and some problems with task response, but I can say basically task response of this article around band 8, but grammatical range because of these grammar mistakes and lexical resource can be around 7, 7.5. But overall, honestly, I would like to give 7.5 to this article so it will be fair. So let's delve into the criteria step by step, what biggest problems are and why we made such deduction. Okay, so let's go. See. Okay, some people believe that individual actions have little impact on environmental issues and that only governments and large companies can make a significant difference. To a large extent, I agree with this viewpoint, as meaningful change on a global scale requires coordinated efforts by powerful entities. Okay, governments are in a unique position to address environmental problems effectively. By enacting laws that enforce pollution, controls, and promote renewable energy use, they can ensure compliance across industries. Well, for example, strict regulations can reduce deforestation and encourage sustainable farming practices. Okay, without these regulations, tackling large-scale problems such as climate change or deforestation is challenging. Additionally, governments can allocate significant funds to invest in renewable energy infrastructure, a step individuals cannot achieve alone. Okay. Similarly, large companies play a pivotal role in reducing environmental damage, as they are often responsible for the majority of emissions and resource consumption. Their shift towards sustainable practices will have a substantial impact. For instance, companies cannot adopt waste reduction measures, switch to cleaner energy sources, okay, and promote sustainable resource management. These measures are likely to have a more widespread effect than individual efforts like recycling or saving water, given the large scale of operations. While individuals can contribute by adopting environmentally friendly habits, their impact is limited compared to the scale of influence wielded by governments and corporations. Therefore, although individual actions are valuable, I believe that the major environmental challenges can only be effectively addressed through the combined efforts of governments and large corporations. So, this is our Band 9 model answer. Okay, as well corrected version of our students' answer. So what did we do here? As you can see, we corrected some minor errors and just rephrase the words and add some new words in this article with the same idea, but better clarity. That is all. So see another Band 9 example now. So task response. Strengths actually response effectively address the task by clearly stating the candidate's opinion, providing supporting arguments and including examples. It maintains a consistent position throughout the essay and weaknesses that we need to see now. The essay actually lacks depth in the discussion of the opposing individual actions, okay? It will benefit from acknowledging some specific impactful individual actions, like consumer choices or grassroots activism, even if only they refute their overall significance. But while the examples are clear, they could be more specific and varied, increasing the essay's credibility and persuasiveness. So, another one. Second, coherence and cohesion. The essay is generally well organized with a clear introduction, body paragraphs, and of course conclusion. But cohesive devices are used to link ideas. To sum it up, and etc. Okay, so we can add more synonyms. For example, on the other hand, in addition to, nevertheless, nonetheless, something like that. So we can see them as weaknesses as well. So transition words like for example and while are sometimes used too predictably, leading to a mechanical feel. Okay, to enhance cohesion, try incorporating a wider variety of linking phrases. For example, moreover, in addition, and consequently, how I said to you. So some ideas are not fully developed before moving to the next, and I always say in my lessons, which impacts the flow of the argument, okay? So a third one, lexical resource. So the vocabulary use is appropriate and conveys the intended meaning. Words like renewable energy, sustainable, deforestation demonstrate some range of topic related to vocabulary. And that's good side. It's a strength of this article. But we have weaknesses. The vocabulary is somewhat repetitive, with words like big and real difference appearing multiple times, using synonyms like significant, substantial, or profound could improve lexical variety of this article. So, the essay lacks some advanced vocabulary and collocations that could raise the level to a higher band, okay? So, 4. Grammatical range and accuracy. So, the grammar is generally accurate with a mix of simple and complex sentences. However, sentence structures could be more varied to demonstrate a wider grammatical range, such as more frequent use of passive forms, conditionals, or relative clauses. Okay? So, we have as well minor errors here. For example, companies change their methods to be more sustainable. Could be companies make their operations more sustainable. Affect the clarity of the argument in some places. So, when our students make these changes in their articles, it will be better. So, estimated bond score finally. For task response, I think 7. Coherence and cohesion, 6.57. Lexical resource, around 7. And grammatical range and accuracy, why not, will be around, again, 7. So overall estimated band score, in my opinion, will be 7 for this article. Some argue that individual efforts have little impact on tackling environmental issues, asserting that only governments and large corporations can drive significant change. I largely agree with this perspective, as systematic transformations led by powerful entities are crucial to addressing global challenges. Governments possess the authority and resources to enforce policies that can significantly reduce environmental damage. For instance, they can impose regulations that mandate reductions in industrial emissions and enforce sustainable land management practices to curb deforestation. By implementing large-scale public transport networks and renewable energy projects, governments can make sustainable living more accessible, thereby amplifying the impact of individual actions. Such initiatives create structural changes that are beyond the capacity of individuals alone. Actually, large corporations have a profound influence on environmental sustainability given their scale of operations. The adoption of cleaner technologies, reduction of waste, and sustainable sourcing of raw materials can drastically lower overall pollution levels. For example, multinational food companies transitioning to sustainable agriculture can reduce deforestation and biodiversity loss more effectively than consumer choice alone. Okay, corporations can also raise awareness among their vast consumer base, fostering a culture of sustainability that reaches beyond personal efforts. Nevertheless, it is important not to dismiss individual actions entirely. When individuals make environmentally conscious decisions, such as reducing meat consumption or supporting eco-friendly products, it can pressure companies and governments to adopt greener policies. However, the scale and urgency of environmental problems require coordinated large-scale interventions, which can only be achieved through governmental regulations and corporate responsibility. So, in conclusion, while individual actions play a role in environmental conservation, the ability of governments and large corporations to create systematic change is indispensable for solving global environmental challenges. So, as you can see, this is Band 9 example, model answer from another student that she is having a lesson with us. Okay, what is the difference between these two or three articles? Okay, the first one was Band 7, the second one is corrected version, and it's around band 8.59, and the last one is totally band 9. Structure is the same, paragraphing is the same, but vocabulary choice is totally different. Okay, and we made it clearer always, and we have just 2-3 ideas to support, and always our topic, our essay is just turning around the same topic. Okay, never go off topic, never change, never add all the ideas that you know. Just find some key ideas, then always mention or discuss, explain them. That is the secret of IELTS.